Your rent has gone up, and if you've looked on Zillow recently for relief, you've probably been bummed out. Got a bad case of the I can never move agains. You're not imagining it. A study finds that for the first time ever, rent is unaffordable for half of all U.S. renters. The study from Harvard finds rents went way up during COVID. Half of renters paying more than 30% of their income on rent. 25% of people pay more than 50% of their income on rent. The study author told NPR, even though rents have started to come down in some expensive areas, people most in need are not seeing a lot of relief. She says new apartments on average are more than $1,400 a month. Now remember, this is nationwide. She adds that millions of low-cost apartments have been wiped off the market. Average cost for an apartment in LA County is $2,700, down about $300 since last year. It is still nearly twice the national average.
What's a young college graduate to do?
Stay home.
Yeah.
Live at home.
I guess so.
Yeah.
ADU in the
nest
back.
egg.
I mean,
yeah.
But this should be no surprise because everything has gone up. Everything is super expensive. And with that, you ask a landlord how much it costs them to get a sink fixed, to get, the apartment re-cleaned and painted. Everything is through the roof.
Learn how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Especially if you're a homeowner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So we in America can't even afford to live anymore. This 1976 cost of living, the average income was $16,000. A home was $43,000. New car, $5,000. Rent, $220 per month. Just look at these prices. So based on that, they're saying that the average income should be what, $84,000 now? So that means that with $240,000, I should be able to buy a new house. It's not possible. And also the average income is not $84,000. Most people are making way less than that. $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, but it's not $84,000. And based on this, I should be able to get a new car. That's what? It says it would be like $5,000. So if my income is $80,000, which most of the time they also are not. I mean, unless you're getting a value car. Also, if we're looking at this, your rent for the year should only be 15% of $6,000, which would be about $2,000 something dollars, which our rent is not 15% per year. It's like 30 or 40% per month. So yeah, something is definitely wrong. New car, nothing is adding up. So basically, we're not making enough to support what things cost, and it's a horrible thing.
America used to sell a dream. Now it sells subscriptions.
Americans are so broke and they don't even realize it. I always get Americans tell me, oh, but people in Mexico only make $20 a day. You can get a full meal here for $2. The metro in Mexico City costs 5 pesos, which is like 25 cents. I can go to the market right now and buy 3 kilos of mangoes for like $2. Yeah, people make less money here, but the cost of living is also lower. Americans think that everywhere is like the US. Now, check this out. Let's say you live in the US and you make $3,500 a month after taxes. I'm being generous. Rent, $2,000. Car payment, $500. Car insurance, $200. Health insurance, $200. Phone bill, $100. Wi-Fi bill, $50. Light bill, $150. Water bill, $100. What's the point of making more money if you don't get to keep any of it? Who cares if you make $4,000 a month if you don't get to keep any of it? 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes half of six-figure earners. 80% of you guys are in debt and don't own anything, and half of you guys don't even have $500 in your savings account. But let's call other countries poor and let's call other people poor. Living paycheck to paycheck your whole life and being in debt your whole life should be considered poverty, but it's not. And I know this is going to hurt a lot of Americans, but it's the truth. The US system wants you to spend every waking moment of your life working and paying into a system that will never benefit you. Slaving away your whole life just to be retired for a measly 10 years. At least here in Mexico, we own our things. We own our houses. We own our cars. We're not in debt. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Let me know what you guys think.
Rent subscription, car subscription, phone subscription, healthcare DLC, and if you miss a payment, congratulations, you unlock the stress expansion pack.
So it has been confirmed that there is no state in the United States where you could work a 40-hour minimum wage work week to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. And my thing is, if y'all know that shit, why the fuck y'all don't do something about that shit? Do y'all want to see us in poverty? Is that the goal, to see us, the people, in poverty? I thought we was working to make America again. And working to make America again is raising minimum wage. Simply just raising minimum wage. Making sure that the cost of living is not too high. Groceries are not expensive to the point where you can't afford them. Just simply making sure that goods and supplies are affordable. But no, instead of making things affordable, here we are going back and forth with China. Now tariff prices are skyrocket high. And it's just simply just so ridiculous because we cannot even save no money. We can't put no money into our savings account. So savings account are for hard times. We're literally working these 40 hours a week just to go to bills. We can't even afford toilet tissue. We can't afford clothes. We can't afford car maintenance. And that's another thing. These car dealerships need to drop their monthly payments also, because most car dealership prices are higher than going to a buy pay here. Because I know for sure mine is like $600 a month, which is kind of affordable, but if you think about it, it's really not affordable. On top of that, phone bill, gas, rent. So yeah, so we're literally just working to pay bills. So if y'all know that there's no state in the United States where you work a minimum wage 40-hour work week, you can't even afford a 2-bedroom apartment. If you simply know that, why don't y'all do something about it? Yeah.
We're not lazy, we're exhausted. Somewhere along the way, working hard turned into working constantly, and somehow that still isn't enough. You can do everything right. Go to school, get a degree, get licensed, grind, hustle, side hustle, third hustle, and still end up doing mental math in the grocery aisle like you're solving a NASA equation.
I'm literally crashing out right now because we are in such a financial hole. Like, it's crazy how hard we work and the things that we do. And we're in such a hole. Then I think about the people who aren't going to be able to eat come November 1st. Like, my family is struggling very much. And I'm having one of those days where I feel zero hope. And then I think about all of the families who are about to lose their access to food. I know that I come on here and I tell stories and I do my energy work and I believe in miracles and manifestation and all of that. And I'm also a human. And I'm grieving for the state of our country. And this is what I believe that alchemy looks like. It's not always going to be sunshines and rainbows and toxic positivity. Sometimes we have to grieve and release. And right now I'm grieving and I'm so mad. So call me crazy for getting online and crying. But if you are not mad, what are you? If you are not grieving, what are you? Like, we have to move through this feeling. I know we can't stay mad and we can't stay sad. Like, there's work to be done, but I have to give myself a freaking day because holy shit.
You can't afford to buy a house, but you likely can't afford rent either. In today's dystopian reality, half of all U.S. renters can't afford housing. Why?
The rent is too damn high.
But I'm making more. Why can't I keep up? Rent hikes have dramatically outpaced income hikes. While rent has gone up 21% over the last 2 decades, income has only gone up 2%. Tack that on to our rising debt, the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle like it's a choice, and the upper class income required for a middle class life, and well, it's no wonder therapy's so popular. And alcoholism.
Okay, if I buy eggs, I can't afford gas. If I buy gas, I can't afford eggs. Guess I'll just eat vibes. I met someone recently who had 2 full-time jobs. 2. Not because he wanted a yacht, not because he wanted luxury, because he wanted food and rent and lights that stay on. That's it. That's the dream now. And the wild part, people still act like struggling is a personal failure.
Do y'all know that the average American doesn't have any money left over, if but maybe $200 or $300 left after they get paid every 2 weeks or every month? Did y'all know that? I'm sorry, but that I literally feel like drive me to voluntary homelessness. I would volunteer to be homeless. There's no way they'd have me out here working for anybody and I can't live life after I pay bills. Y'all can have these bills back. Take the car, take the crib. You can have it. Listen, I'm going to be homeless on the streets before I dare. Because, see, the way I'm set up, my Father which art in heaven would never have that be my portion. That's not my portion. There's no way that paying bills and not having any money left over to really exist, that's not my portion. That's not my portion. And I feel like if that doesn't motivate you and inspire you to get out here and go make some money, make more money. See, the problem with us nowadays is not that we don't know how to make money. It's just that we need to make more money. Find ways to make more money. Stop making excuses. You need to be trying to be the president of the United States before you stop trying to find a new job. Listen, if you got to switch jobs every single 2 weeks, then that's what you got to do. May the best salary win. Thank you.
Oh, just budget better. Okay, Susan, show me the budget where rent doesn't eat half your income like it's at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Rent was supposed to be 30% of your income. Now it's 30% of your income if you're lucky and 50% if you're honest. And then people say, well, just move somewhere cheaper. Cheaper where? Narnia? Because every time people move to a cheap city, landlords smell hope and raise the rent immediately.
So wages haven't gone up, but the rent has gone up. I read a big article today about Florida. Florida has gone up 40% to 50% in 5 years on the rent. It's forcing people to be homeless. A lot of people are living on the streets because they can't afford an apartment. Is this going on in your states, in your cities? People are moving out of these big expensive cities. This is what they've been doing, and then they move to these smaller little locations, and then the rent goes way up. Nobody can afford to live anymore. This is crazy. You know? Anyway, you guys, I would love comments on this. Tell people where they can move to. They've got to be able to get under a roof. This is so sad that this is happening to America. Where do you live? Is it going on where you live?
How much you pay for your rent does not fucking impress me. Some of y'all be around here bragging that my rent is $2,000, so you pay $2,500 a month for rent. Why? Did you guys know that rent should only be 30% of your gross income every month? That means if you're making $4,000 a month, that means your rent should only be $1,200 fucking dollars. It's okay to want to live in a better neighborhood, but at what price or what expense are you willing to pay for that? Some of y'all too bougie and don't want to live in the hood until y'all get y'all shit together. Y'all want to go straight to fucking bougie town. Y'all know the hell I'm talking about. And then after you get to that big ass house or you get that big ass apartment, then you realize you ain't got no money left for the month to even enjoy yourself. Some of y'all got all that space in y'all crib and ain't even got no furniture in it. Y'all just happy y'all got a big ass house. House so empty, y'all yodeling, y'all can hear the motherfucking echo coming from side to side. Yodelay, yodelay, yo. Y'all need to go somewhere where rent is significantly cheaper. It's more than okay to downsize temporarily until you get back on your feet to where you need to be.
Immediately. It's like musical chairs, but every chair costs $2,400 a month and comes with no furniture. And don't even get me started on cars. A car used to mean freedom. Now it means debt, insurance, gas, maintenance, and the monthly payment that quietly whispers, you will never financially recover from this. And we're told, just save money. Save what? After rent, food, insurance, utilities, phone, Wi-Fi, gas, and the random expense that appears every month like a jump scare. Savings now are just money you haven't lost yet. This isn't about people being
not let society
This is about
fool you,
math,
man.
not mathing anymore.
CNN just said 97% of America don't even have $1,000 in their account in case a major emergency occurred right now. But when you look around, everybody got car notes, everybody got Mercedes-Benz, everybody got Lexus, everybody got all these fancy, expensive cars and all these material things. And I used to feel kind of left out sometimes myself, like, man, how these folks can afford all this stuff? Until I started just really diving deep into what's really going on around me. Man, these folks ain't got it like that, like we think, man. These folks are struggling to keep up with the image. That's why everybody be so stressed out, because they know they faking and flogging. Like Charleston White said, man, everybody playing. I really believe Uncle Charleston on that tip. That man said, everybody playing. And I 100% believe everybody playing. Ain't nobody really got it like that. So don't you get up caught out here going to get a car note because you saw somebody else paying their little car note. They can't afford that stuff. They flogging.
Wages crawled, costs splinted, and somehow we're blamed for not keeping up. We were told, go to college, you'll be fine. Then college said, that'll be $80,000. Jobs said, we're hiring, starting at $18 an hour. Rent said, cute. Now, therapy is popular, not because people are broken, but because reality is. And here's a quiet truth nobody likes to say out loud. A lot of Americans aren't poor by income. They're poor by design. If you work full-time and still can't afford basic shelter, food, and healthcare, something is fundamentally wrong. That's not laziness. That's a system eating its own people.
So a new report from Harvard came out saying that rent for more than 50% of Americans is unaffordable. As you can see above me, housing is considered unaffordable if you're paying more than 30% of your income on rent. Now, there is a way that you can pay cheaper rent that I'll share in a second, but it makes total sense why Americans are having to spend more of their income on rent. I mean, for one, inflation has caused the average rent price in America to go anywhere from $1,400 to $1,700 based upon what source you look at. And while the cost of housing in states have gone up tremendously, American wages hasn't risen as much. I mean, even if you go here and look at the real wages, back in 2000, the average wage was $61,000. The average rent was around $500 to $600. Now, as you can see below, wages are closer to $80,000 on average, but you still have rent that's more than doubled. If you're struggling to pay rent, I suggest you get a roommate, you start budgeting, and you negotiate with your landlord. When it comes to negotiating with your landlord, landlords like to feel comfortable, so if you can make your lease longer or do other things that make them feel like you're going to pay your rent on time, they might give you cheaper rent. For budgeting, it was found that Americans who actually track their expenses are able to put away $935 per month extra compared to those who don't budget. Is it hard to break bad financial habits and create new ones? Absolutely. But if you're looking out for your future self, you're going to want to follow me for all the latest and greatest financial tips.
And yet, people still wake up every day. They still show up. They still try. That's the part nobody talks about. The resilience, the humor, the way people laugh about it because crying is too expensive. This isn't a rant. It's a reality check. We don't need motivation posters. We don't need hustle speeches. We need a system where surviving doesn't require burnout as a personality trait. Because a country where working people can't afford to live isn't a failure of effort. It's a failure of priorities. And if you're feeling tired, overwhelmed, or like you're falling behind, you're not broken. You're just living in an economy that forgot who it was supposed to work for.